Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know what your Moon and Rising sign is, Aquarius, there's a link in the description box where you can find out your whole birth chart. And that way, for additional messages to your Sun sign reading today, you can always check out your Moon and Rising sign readings. So this is for Aquarius for August 1st to August 8th. We're looking at general messages for your sign. So I encourage you to apply whatever you see here to whatever is most prominent in your life this week. So we'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for a 5-card spread and then drawing additional message cards from each of the Healing with the Angels Tarot and the Medicine card Tarot. So we're asking, what does your sign need to know, Aquarius? If you find that there's information within the spread that you were aware of already, just consider that confirmation that you're heading in the right direction. Otherwise, this is information that you hadn't considered or might be available to you that you weren't aware of. So that's how we're looking at these cards. We just need 2 more jumpers, actually. Wow, that was the fastest set of jumpers for the whole zodiac. Really cool to see. Let's do a quick snapshot of what's going on here. I'll tell you what each card is in their position, and then we'll look at them up close together so you can get an idea of the coloration of the cards and the imagery in the cards. I encourage you also to apply any of your intuition to terminology I'm using or imagery as well, and take from whatever you find useful as well. So we're looking at a lot of emotional energy here. We have 2 deeply blue cards, some gold here. There's a lot of golden opportunities for you. And of course the owl, which is always about wisdom and knowledge. This owl's eyes are closed, however, so you could feel confident in a deep knowing as opposed to just becoming aware of something. All that glitters is your central card. This represents you this week. Basically, its key theme is masks that we wear in public or in social settings in order to be accepted. This is about external acceptance versus internal acceptance. It's never generally an issue that, in my view, that Aquarius needs to concern itself with, just because they have such a strong core sense of self already, but that you could feel under pressure this week in particular to wear a mask, to go along to get along, to say that something is important to you when it isn't, not necessarily a lie, but not as important to you when it isn't, just to appear a certain way to someone else or groups of people. So I think there's just a sense of, why would you be engaging in that type of behavior if that's what's going on here? Or what do you have to gain from doing that? Essentially, could you go about being your true core self, take off that mask, and still be accepted by that person or groups of people? Ultimately, when we wear a mask or have any sense of having to hide something, it stems from a sense of fear, ultimately. So I think a general idea here around how the week could be going is, what might you be afraid of here? What might you be afraid of exposing of yourself to these people or this person that you find really important? Look, it could be something as really obvious and simple as you're at a job interview and you're going to put, make yourself into kind of whatever they want to hear in order to get the job. I'm not saying it's not even a negative thing necessarily. I'm just saying, if it's not exactly the job interview where we can sort of see this sort of happening on average with maybe any sign, and it's a one-off, it's not a behavior, it's not a pattern of, it's not a habit. Why would you be doing this in any other sort of environment would be the notion here with the card in the central position. Okay, in the energy that you're just leaving or bringing into the week is the observer. This is where I'm going to suggest that there could be a sense of you watching how other people are behaving in these type of circles or circumstances, if you will, and then behaving as though they do without questioning why they would be doing a certain thing or going about it a certain way. On the other hand, you could be critical of that. If you're not yourself adopting that and going about it rather blindly, or not questioning it, there could be an element of you're watching it and you're unsure of it and you don't want to adopt it, and you're critical of it. And if that's the case, I would keep going, moving more so in that direction, because we have in the probable outcome position the imagine card. And this is where you're given full reign. You're given, oops, sorry about that. You're given an opportunity here to create something even greater for yourself than what was working for another person or group of people. And maybe this is just part and parcel of getting to this position, to be honest. Maybe you need to say, oh, what are they doing? I'll try it. You know what? I don't like it. I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to figure it out myself, or I'm going to build on this so that it's not only authentic me, but that I still get the job, or I still have that relationship, or I still have that conversation, or essentially, get what you want from being your authentic self, because you've elaborated on a way to do that in your own mind. You didn't need to sort of succumb to what was maybe working for other people, but still meant they were wearing a mask, still meant that they were being, I'm trying to avoid using the word dishonest, because this isn't so much dishonesty as it is about its motivation is to fit in. So it's not like you have to lie necessarily, but it means that you might have to act or be perceived a certain way. So that's all it's saying here, is that I think you're going to find a higher route. You're going to find a better way to help yourself into or out of something, even if other people have been going about it a certain way, or it's something works for them that you see through. You're not digging that, right? You're like, dude, have a greater sense of self, like have some self-respect, right? So I don't think you're going to get drawn into this, but you're going to be acknowledging this and possibly even critical of it if you yourself are participating in it. I just don't see this lasting for very long. I think you're going to get really tired of that mask wearing really quickly. So, wonderful, good to see. But it is important to recognize what it is when other people are doing it, how you feel about it, how you're going to react and engage in that, and also if you yourself are doing it. And that's all I'm seeing here. You might even say, oh my God, like I did find myself doing that. And I was like, never again. Or it didn't feel authentic, or I didn't feel good doing it. I think that's all really that's going on here. So really nothing to be concerned about overall. Generally, as a snapshot as well, I want to state that this is a really beautiful, very strong core sense of self reading. You have a real grasp of something here, Aquarius, a real deep understanding. Let's look at what is working for you. It's the Breathe card. This is just pure Zen. This is just pure understanding, pure love, pure being aware right now. Living in the moment is really key right now. It's actually something that the majority of people, unless we purposely slow down, right? Unless we purposely calm ourselves and our lives, we're constantly driven in different directions and distracted to kind of disorder, right? And if we haven't been here ourselves, Aquarius, we know someone who's been here. I've certainly been there. So you're not coming from that place at all. You've managed to work from a place, or that it's workable for you to come from a place of Zen. And it works for you, and it doesn't upset anything. It doesn't take away from anyone. So, continue in this manner if this is the way you're going. Obviously, if this is new information to you and you didn't know it was available to you, I think it's a really nice way to get through the day in general. And then it becomes a habit, right? Like just zen out, think, stay positive, keep your core sense of self, strong sense of self. And you'll be able to get through anything. And I think you'll be able to inspire other people as well here. And what is working against you, or that you may need to become aware of, is deep knowing. This is a curious position to have in, this card in, if it had other cards around it. The reason why I think it sort of belongs here right now is because I think that you may be undermining this sense of deep knowing. I think that you already have maybe the secrets at hand. You already can see behind the mask, so to speak, and maybe you're undermining it or not using it to its fullest extent, or you are sort of concealing it, or what's another, protecting it. You might even be protecting it. If that's the case, that's totally fine. I'm not even going to say here like, oh, you should let the world know and totally, expose yourself here to a world that's wearing a mask. Not necessarily. I mean, tell people, or a person that you know knows, right? I think if you go about telling everybody that you have this knowledge or that you're aware of something the general population isn't, and you're doing it to, sort of saying it to, or with people who just don't have that understanding, they can't be expected to get it. So it could just lead to frustration. Really, again, nothing negative going on here, but to avoid frustration, maybe lean on people or turn to people who've been here before, who can speak the same language you do, or the same interests in maybe the occult or esotericism than you do. Certainly about wisdom, psychic energy, and hidden knowledge here. You're really happy in this position. So, don't let this work against you, and certainly don't let anyone else use this against you, okay, Aquarius? And it isn't working against you. This isn't something that can be used against you unless you let it, okay? So don't be fearful of this knowledge either, if possible. And in the probable outcome card, like I stated early on, is the Imagine card. This is where everything begins. This is where all ideas that are brought into the material world begin. And it might even be, if you will, where you belong. So I think you're really being honest with yourself, particularly this week, Aquarius, and really being fair with yourself, which is just beautiful to see. And you're not giving in to what other people want or expect from you necessarily. It doesn't mean that you're being a jerk about anything. It just means that you place more value in authenticity, and you place more value in a core sense of self and in understanding, right? You don't have to pretend to know everything. You're a lifelong learner, vagabond, if you will, even if it's sort of an intellectual one. But I mean, great, that looks good on you, and it serves a higher purpose because you're comfortable in that position as well. So the imagination is where you need to be. It's where you're comfortable and confident, and it's where you're being drawn this week. So just beautiful to see this for you. So let's look at these one by one. Like I said, I encourage you to look at any imagery here, and whatever is intuitive to you, apply that to your benefit this week. All that glitters, like I said, this is your main theme card. You can see this mountain of gold nuggets. There's two masks. There could be two or more persons or personalities involved with this mask wearing, or with this you'll like me if I say or do or become these certain things, etc. I think because you have the observer energy you're just bringing into or leaving coming into this position, I think that you're probably more of an observer of this behavior than you are a participant. On the other hand, if you are participating in this type of mask wearing, I think it's going to get old for you really fast. I think you're going to say for yourself, you know what, that's not for me. I'm much more confident and content with being myself, and you can or can't handle that, and that's up to you. And that's where the strong core sense of self comes from. Like I said, the observer is what you're just bringing into the week. There's something that needs to be broken open here, something that needs to hatch, something that comes to fruition. In fact, you might even not even understand fully what mask wearing means unless you even try it. So this could be part and parcel of your own personal growth here as well. It's so sudden, and it starts and it stops so suddenly that it might even make you laugh. There's a tiny little smile on the fox's face, and of course, looking at the moon through the telescope here. So anytime we see gold in coloration in the cards, we're looking at a golden opportunity as well. So there could be an aha moment that awaits you here as well. And it might even make you chuckle. It might even make you laugh or feel like a sense of relief, like a sigh of relief that you're not getting wrapped up in it. In the breathe card, what is working for you? Like I said, this is just a real sense of zen. Um, if you're falling back on this in difficult times or in trying to uncover something or in observing something that is unique or different to you, I really feel like coming at it from this stage of zen, or that you are safe and you are protected, is really going to be a lifesaver this week. I don't think you're going to feel at all confused. I just don't see that at all here. And you're not going to be indifferent to anything. I don't even feel like you letting go or being let go of anything here. Like I said, here at the imagination card, you could even act as an inspiration for another person or other individuals this week. So, and it's going to feel rather effortless for you, or if there's any effort, it'll amount to, oh, I get it now. Like, it's not going to be a harmful or a deep, painful lesson or anything like that. In the what is working against you, or what you may need to become aware of, is the deep knowing. And if you understand here that you are coming at this situation, perhaps your whole life, in a general sense here, Aquarius, if you're coming at everything from a sense of zen, from a sense of breathing, just being aware, being available, knowing that everything is now, I think it could be a little bit of a game changer and a lifesaver. So please don't let anyone talk you out of this as well, because this is where, I mean, look how confident and comfortable this owl is. She can sit here with her eyes closed, which is extremely unusual. I mean, this is a predatory animal. So something's really comfortable and really safe here. You feel really natural here. So don't discard that, okay? Don't discard that part of yourself, particularly if it's been, as it has been in this culture, in this mad world. If there's anything that you're experiencing or that you appreciate or practice that has been associated with femininity or feminine skills, or etc., it's usually automatically negative. There's no need to treat it that way, though. It's just a specific kind of power. It's a specific kind of mysticism. So really adopt that and consider that a feminine side of yourself. And if you're a feminine person, consider this to be like an exaltation of that side of yourself. And with the probable outcome imagine card, you can see just how gloriously blue this is, a very emotional color, but it's very bright. Look at all the light that's available to it, and that you are the light. It's coming from underneath you, as it were, and you're lighting up the heavens. So you have not only the capability, but the absolute power to create something extremely positive and illuminating for yourself, right? This is all about being the master of your own outcomes, the master of your own mind, the master of your own emotions even. So if that's the case, I would continue going in that direction, Aquarius, because it seems to be where you gain the majority of your personal power. It's also interesting here to see observer in opposition to imagine. I mean, it's like the mind's eye and the material eye, and it's a really beautiful balance to have, to be honest. Right? You don't want to, live in the imagination so much that you lose touch with the material world. But by the same token, you don't want to live in the material world so much that you lose the ability or even inclination to dream, daydream, and to imagine a greater world or something better for yourself, or even a better way to go about something. So I really feel like there's a really nice balance here for you, or that you're aware of the balance here. This is gorgeous. I love seeing Archangel Michael show up. To me, this always means just say a prayer if you are at all looking for advice, inspiration, a little bit of help, a little bit of healing. Archangel Michael has literally shown up in your spread today to say, I'm just a call away. I know that sounds silly, but it's kind of what it means to me. If this shows up, it means okay, I can help you through something, I can assist you, I can relieve you of any pain or worry or anything. A prayer to Archangel Michael this week, Aquarius, I really do believe will help lift any discomfort or loneliness or um, confusion, etc., that could be occurring at this time. So a little prayer here. He's waiting, that he wouldn't show up if he weren't waiting. So he's just like, I'm here to help. So reach out, don't be shy. And honestly, if you have an archangel that you prefer, or if you have a guardian angel that you're aware of, or if you prefer pray to Queen Mary, or a, a, a descendant, an ancestor of your own, whatever, right? Let's just say a prayer to something higher than yourself to help assist you through the week. And this gorgeous little critter here, the fox. The fox is about camouflage. This is really about moving through or about circumstances or themes in your life for the week in a playful way. Um, I could, depending on how it's being um, in, assisted here with the other cards, it could be that you're trying to avoid something or get away from something or not be seen as the real you. I'm not seeing that this week. I'm seeing that the camouflage is all about you being your actual self. This is you. This is the way you go about things. And um, you are about getting through things by being a little bit different, a little bit odd, a little bit eccentric. And that's the way you go about it. And make no apologies for it, because this is your rhythm. As long as it continues to bring you to a sense of imagination where you're emboldened by this and not enslaved by this. Like I said, keep that balance. Then I think that this will keep behooving you and you'll be able to move through and really delight yourself and other people. So I hope that that was appealing to you. If you have a second, please let me know how this works out for you. I'm genuinely curious to see how these readings occur for you through the week. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel, because I upload videos for your sign every single week, Aquarius. So until we meet next time, bye for now.